Remember, I was always asked many years ago, how do you change? I don't know how to change. How do you do that? How do I go about making this happen? Well, the first thing you do is recognize that whatever you're doing to get you where you are, you have to stop doing that. Secondly, stop thinking that the mind is the end all be all to everything, because it isn't. Your mind is a physical element that belongs to this physical world. You are metaphysical in nature. So you have to stop limiting yourself and stop confining yourself with these disempowering beliefs that the mind is your way out of everything when it's not. It's just simply not. You are a limitless soul, and you have to explore what that means to you and discover those elements, those answers, those solutions. And that is precisely how you will find yourself removing yourself from the situation that is undesirable and unpleasant. And in doing so, you'll realize what change means to you and how you can go about facilitating that change. Because I can't give you a step-by-step process how to do that. But what I can do is I can offer you insight into possibly how you can go about initiating that personal relationship you have between yourself and the universe. And in doing so, you will formulate your own system that will help you help yourself and hopefully help others. But I remember for me, it was a book that I read by Dr. Dyer called There's a Spiritual Solution to Every Problem. And then I read another book by Paulo Coelho called The Alchemist. And then I was like, wait a minute, something's going on. And that was my catalyst to make me realize that I am not the body. This earth is not my home. This life is an illusion. I'm a soul. I'm not a finite physical being. I'm an infinite, limitless, metaphysical being. And that was the catalyst of my change and my transformation. I stopped confining myself to the limitations of the physical. And I began to open up that door and realize, whoa, there's a whole complete different universe out here that they weren't even showing me, because I was so limited and so confined in my 9 to 5 mentality, being a homeowner and all of that other stuff that goes on with it. You get locked into that identity, and that identity is what strangles the life out of you. But to change is very simple. You just have to recognize the necessity for within yourself for change, and that is how you allow change to arrive. Let me say that again. You must recognize the necessity for change within yourself, or else change never arrives within yourself. It's not coming from a distance. It's being brought up to the surface from where you buried it down a long time ago, because only you can change yourself. Many people adopt a personality just to appease others, only to find themselves filtering it out later on because they always revert back to their nature. The change that I'm referring to isn't a change of you as a character. I'm just saying change your energy. This way you become a vibrational equivalent to other vibrational environments that are equal to you. And those will allow you the access to things that you didn't even know existed. That's how you change. Change your state of being. Change your energy, your frequency, your vibration. Change your essence, your presence, your aura. That changes you as a soul. And the universe will concur with that alignment by saying, okay, we recognize this new vibration, and we will begin to offer you experiences that match the dominant vibrational frequency of the energies that you're transmitting. And then you have to make it feel natural for yourself, however you can do that. Because if you're forcing it and it feels unnatural, then you're only fooling yourself. You don't want to do that. You want everything to feel natural. Because after all, you deserve to be loved, you deserve to be happy, and you deserve the very best that the universe has to offer, just like everybody else. It's all about a matter of you convincing yourself of these things to be the truth and shaking yourself awake to realize that you've been fast asleep in a sleepless slumber, an intoxicated state, by staying connected to that matrix that tells you you have to be this or that, reputation, notoriety, status, luminary, celebrity, dignitary, all occupying the pantheon of greatness with the iconoclasts in the amphitheater of I'm better than you. Nobody's better than anybody. They tell you that they are, but they're not. The way that you change is a self-exploration and a self-journey of discovery. I wish I could give you a step-by-step to how to do that for yourself, but I don't know your situation, I don't know your circumstance, and I don't know your life or your reality. I don't know what the patterns that you follow and the habits and the traits that you have, your character, your idiosyncrasies, and so on, because everybody's different. But what I can say is that if you honestly want to change, then whatever you're doing now that's causing you to have an unbearable reality, do the opposite and practice that until it becomes natural. Practice breeds proficiency. Perfection does not exist. Practice being somebody else. Practice doing things you've never done before. Practice living a life that you've never lived before. When you practice being someone that you've never been before, that new someone will take you to places that you've never been before. And those places will blow your mind. And then you'll say to yourself, what was I waiting for? Because I guarantee you, the culprit in all of this is fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of uncertainty, and that's when doubt sets in, trepidation, and then you start filling your head with all of these excuses why I don't want to do this and don't want to do that. You don't give yourself a single reason why you should. But you also have to recognize, you have to live in truth, that as much as you are a significant contributor to your reality, as far as your actions and your behaviors, you also have to understand that you're equally as responsible for those things, those actions and behaviors. You can't just say, well, it's not my fault, I didn't do it. Because a lot of people, what they try to do is they try to absolve themselves from any implications of wrongdoing through their selective memory. I didn't do that. I don't remember it that way. That never happened. That's not my fault. It's yours. Not me, you. And doing that, you're just solidifying that confinement area that you have incarcerated yourself in. So in that sense, you don't feel a need to change, so you won't. You have to have that burning in you to say, yo, this is not working out. This is the wrong path. This is hurting other people. And in doing so, it's hurting us too. You're hurting yourself. And when you arrive at that realization that what you're doing is not healthy for you or anyone around you, then you will start formulating a personalized system to help you remove that old, dense, dead, laden energy that you created and carried and transmitted to everybody. And that's when change actually arrives. The moment you realize that you need to change, that is the catalyst. And keep that momentum going. Keep that momentum going. Don't just say, okay, I realize that, and then you go right back to the same old, because then you've just defeated the purpose. If you really want to change, then you will do something about it. If you don't, you won't. It's just that simple.